Welcome to episode 1 of Overscience, the show where we overthink everything and reach both meaningful and not so meaningful answers. For episode 1 of Overscience, we're going to talk about one of the biggest GTA 5 mysteries, the Mile High Club skyscraper. And unbelievably, we're joined by both Astro Soup and ZacCox for this episode.
We've gone through every detail of this building with a fine-tooth comb, and we even broke out the ruler, so that you don't have to.
Why is this building still under construction? Is there a legitimate answer to that question? Yes, there is, and to find it, we examined every floor, every mound of dirt, and every window pane, and I can confidently say that by the end of this video, the way you view this building will forever be changed.
The building in question is called the Mile High Club.
Main campaign starts in 2013. GTA Online takes place 3 to 6 months before the campaign and continues all the way to 2020.
7 years have gone by in the game world. The casino was completed at the end of 2019. There have been 35 GTA Online updates.
And through all these years and all these updates, not a single sign of development has happened to the site.
Is the project on halt? Well, it could be, or it could just be taking forever to get put together like me recording the lines for this video. Anyways, in the single-player campaign mission called Architect's Plans, playing as Franklin, we follow the architect into this building, and that's where he can actually be taken out if Franklin so chooses. During this mission, you can also hear workers discussing how the architect is always changing the plans around, and that it's some sort of government job.
Architect on site. Anything we need to be worried about? The only thing we're worried about is you changing the plans again. There's always scope for improvement. Always is.
No drama. It's a government contract. We'll be paid until completion. I ain't taking a fall for this screw up. It's a government contract. No one's taking a fall. Except the government.
And with the plans always being changed around, that could be an explanation as to why this building is taking forever to get constructed. Also, in a Lester assassination mission, playing as Franklin, we are tasked with killing Enzo Benelli, the contractor at this site, and he is also mentioned to be a mafia boss, and this actually comes from a radio news broadcast. Have a listen in.
A shootout at a construction site claims the life of rumored mafia boss Enzo Benelli. The murder of real estate developer Enzo Benelli in a shootout at a construction site in the Pillbox Hill area of Los Santos is being investigated by police. Benelli had rumored ties to organized crime. The incident has seen the Gold Coast development share price rally in recent trading on the assumption that some of Benelli's large building contracts will soon be up for grabs.
Alright, so that's pretty interesting because at the end of that broadcast, it reports that Enzo Benelli's properties are going to be up for grabs. So surely in a real-world scenario, if a building this prominent in the LA skyline was being built and it was unfinished because of some shady stuff going around, well, I'm sure there would be some sort of regulations that would require it to either be completed or just demolished.
Okay, if you ask me, leaving the building this way was an entirely conscious decision. The building exists in a perpetual state of development, much like the game it inhabits. Its twisted, mangled, unfinished frame tarnishes the pristine LS skyline. Very much in the same way GTA Online has tarnished the franchise. It stands as a beacon of despair. A symbol of Rockstar's indifference, a constant reminder that we are forsaken. Anyways, thanks for having me ruin the video. Have a good day.
Conspiracy theory.
This building has to be a front. a front for a much more sinister operation. You may remember San Andreas had a little-known city known as San Fierro, and in San Fierro there was a building with a peculiar name. That's right, I'm talking about Zombotech, the building that literally labels itself as a sinister zombie virus research corporation. They even had a building map that shows a deep underground facility. I think that's exactly what's happening here. This building is clearly just taking up space above for a much more serious operation below. Think about this. No one would bat an eye at supply trucks going in and out of the site. Supplies that get transported down an elevator shaft deep into the facility. This would explain why none of the construction workers are actually working. It explains why the building has stayed in a limbo of development for several years.
Hans, where is he there?
What do buildings need? Money. I believe this company needed more money to complete the project. So what did they do? They installed a large tank under the building. Then they allowed sketchy companies to dump their waste in the tank without all the pesky paperwork and government fees. This allowed them to make the money needed to complete the project. But you see, the waste is toxic, and it's been sitting there for years. On December 12, 2017, it began leaking into the water supply. Do you know what else happened on that date? The Deluuxe was seen flying in the city sky. Then, on July 14, 2018, the toxins went airborne, and everyone was seeing flying bikes. Are these real inventions? Of course not. These are shared hallucinations by the people living in Los Santos. The police don't even bother arresting people anymore. They shoot on sight. So why is this building still not completed? Because no one is sane enough to go into work. Nothing is real. Not even the casino is real. It's all a lie. The island's been cut off from the rest of the world. No boats or planes in or out.
Well, this sucks.
Time is just meaningless in the game. The casino got finished, all the while the rest of the city remains frozen, never growing or changing. You can do the Doomsday heist in 2017, then turn around and do the missions with Lamar back when he was working for Simeon in 2013.
Lamar High Club isn't the only building still under construction, it's just the biggest. There are several other buildings in the city that were under Devin Weston that still haven't changed at all. It's clear we can't hold the map accountable to how time actually works, since the game doesn't.
The building isn't done because Rockstar has decided that it's not important.
They likely enjoy the look of the building with its interiors and detail.
It brings character to the city and the skyline, giving an incomplete, rough, more realistic look. As mentioned in the last video, Rockstar's remarkable maps, the imperfections are what make their maps seem so real.
And this site definitely stands out from the structures of the nearby buildings.
There are also missions in online that use the location, so it's unlikely that they would remove them just to make a building take its place.
Rockstar has posted on their newswire that they will be releasing a new heist in an entirely new location, but in the same post, they used this image. And we can clearly see the crane is still there in the image, so it's likely not an update to this building.
They probably don't care to bother with this building. They likely want to leave the story behind the building's lack of progress where it's at.
And that's fine, because who really cares?
I began working immediately to find the height of the building. I googled the average height of a palm tree, and I found that they are between 33 to 50 feet. Going with a good midpoint, 40 feet, I then guesstimated the size of the building in Photoshop using state-of-the-art techniques, and came to the conclusion that the building is somewhere around 180 feet tall. Easy. Wait a minute. What? No, I can't believe it. I'm such an idiot. It was back to the drawing board for me. The first step was to find out how tall Michael DeSanta was. After a quick and perfectly executed Google search, I was able to find exactly what I was looking for. 74 inches. Everything was coming together. I then stacked Michael on his own head approximately 143 times until his head aligned with the highest point of the building. Using math I procured in 2nd grade, I was then able to crunch the numbers to reach the final verdict. The building is 881 feet tall, or 16.7% of a mile.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Astro. I'm a team member for probably one of the biggest and most ambitious mods to come to Grand Theft Auto 5. The mod we're talking about here finishes and completes that damn construction building in downtown Los Santos. We're bringing you the Facade Theater and last but not least, the Mile High Club. This mod is called the Rags and Riches. This mod is an official fan mod DLC, which means we're bringing more to you than just some skyline changes for your photography business. What does that include, you ask? Well, I guess the short answer would really be a full list of clothing items, an action-packed story, a new car, 5M compatibility, new locations, and fucking use of a mirror from the Ballad of Gay Tony. This mod, the buildings, they will match and have the charm of the Bahama Mamas, the Diamond Casino Resort, the action-packed story we have installed for you guys. It's gonna match the intensity of every Rockstar game story that's came out. We're gonna take care of the community. We do this for you. We do it for ourselves because we really just wanted it done, but we also wanted to give it to the world. So thank you guys. Starro out.
A very small percentage of you guys are subscribed, so if you enjoy these videos, consider subscribing. As a subscriber, you support Darkspace and shape future videos. I use the community poll a lot to ask you guys what you think about different aspects of videos I'm working on. And if you want to take it a step further so I can focus entirely on YouTube, consider becoming a Full Moon patron. If 2% of my subscribers did so, I'd make enough to fund my video making addiction. Thank you to the patrons that are currently supporting Darkspace. It's truly amazing and humbling to have your support. Check out Astro Soup and ZacCox as well. It was very generous of these behemoth-sized YouTube channels to take part in one of my videos. Till next time, guys.